Israel is important to each and every one of us, and Wizo is our vehicle to support multi-generations and multi-layers in the society.
How better do you convey the passion you have about an organization other than seeing it and smelling it and touching it and feeling it and hearing the people? You see so many things that you didn't see the last time that you were here, and it just opens your mind to different ways that you could help.
אחלה בית ספר, סבבה של מסגרת ויצו נראה מהמקום המושלם ללמוד לפרוח כדי לצאת לעולם בהפסקות ללא היסוס תוכלו גם לרכב על סוס בריכת שחייה ובקיצור אומר לכם 100% זה המקום הכי
I mean, can you imagine Wizo has been active since 1924?
יש ספרייה שירה תוכלו להפיק סרטים וברדיו לשדר שווה לבוא לפה כי צפר
There isn't an area of a person's life that would not possibly be touched by Wizo.
And you literally are helping to fulfill people's dreams, and you see that right in front of your eyes.
Unless you come here and you see it for yourself, you can't really communicate it. You can't communicate the feeling.
She was optimistic, she was smart, and she just had some bad luck. She met the wrong man at the wrong time, and she got pregnant and had this child. And she ended up at the Edelstein Multi-Purpose Center.
She knew how lucky she was to have Wizo and to have the opportunity to have her child in a daycare center where she knows the child's safe and loved and fed and cared for.
I've heard about the Rebecca Seif Center and had never had the pleasure of visiting. We got there and I was just blown away by the children in the hairdressing school. So excited to be able to learn something that would be a practical application of being a functioning part of this society. And we met Manny, who could not have been more friendly and open.
I want to get married, children, home, car, job.
Some of the kids who want to be a chef, we went into the kitchen, we got to taste some of the food that they learned to cook.
The Ethiopian Center is incredible, and what I saw there, in my life I've never seen before.
You had these children lining up to get into a 200-square-foot room, waiting their turn to get tutored by anybody in the neighborhood that knows how to teach children math and English, the most basic.
And the fathers are standing there with their children, queuing up, waiting for homework help.
I built this project before 4 years, with no budget, with nothing, with 120 children. They came 5 times a week, from 5 until 10, sometimes 11.
They just want to prepare homework. They just want to go to school like everybody else and feel good about it.
How motivated the children were and how much they wanted to learn and how much they wanted a better future, and that Wizo was really providing that for them.
Well, when we first got to Nir Hammock, and it was the first time that I've seen the Khan Sports Center open and functioning. And there was this beautiful center, and it was filled with students.
We just think it's so remarkable what they've done here, how it literally was rubble and stone a few years ago, and the opportunity they're giving to the Handicap Olympics and all these kids to play basketball and do things is just spectacular. It makes us feel so good.
I immediately thought of Mike and Joan and this vision they had.
What I love to go see each time is when I go see the Mishpachtonim, which is a simulated family situation. It's a husband and wife who live in a home with 12 or so children, and how the mother cares for these children who, for whatever reason, wind up in this home, and they're aged 6 to 15 years old, and these children have been neglected or been in situations where they're emotionally or physically battered, and they come here and they learn what a family is about.
And they were thriving, but you could just see, you know, it would be such a dire situation if Wizo did not exist.
The Mishpachton, Beit HaBoger, Shabbat House. Again, Wizo is thinking about, if there's a child that has no place to go, we're going to build a house for him. We're going to go to our community of supporters around the world and tell them there's a child that has no place to go on Shabbat. It can't be that he just stays in his dormitory all weekend, and he too, or she, can pack a bag and leave his dormitory. And nobody has to know that he's in the Shabbat house if he doesn't want them to know. But the fact that he's leaving his dormitory, he's going to go someplace else for Shabbat, like all the other kids who get to go home for Shabbat. He's going to his Shabbat house. And when the Shabbat is over, he'll pack his bag back up and he'll go back to his dormitory. And he won't be the kid that stayed alone in his dorm. I don't know who recognized that that was a need, but I think it's brilliant.
Seeing the children and seeing what Wizo gives them and how much warmth there is and opportunities and education just is like really heart melting. I don't know how else to say it other than that.
It's my home. Esti, it's my second mother. Kiran is my second father. Really, it's...
I truly believe you help one person at a time. And in helping one person, you help a small group, and then you help a community, and then you help a town, and you help a city, and then you help the country.
After this trip, I realized how many different layers and how many people it affects.
I think Wizo just plays such an important role in the whole Israeli infrastructure, and it's hard to understand that unless you've seen kind of the breadth of what they do, which is really phenomenal.
The success of the Wizo centers, I think, ends up partially being the success of Israel, and that's the success of all of us.
I see those children being the future of Israel. And so if we don't address those issues, those social issues, we are going to have a problem tomorrow.
I invite anybody to join us on our next mission. It's really something worth seeing, and I don't think there's another organization that addresses the needs of a society as well as Wizo.